And actually, I was reading all the benefits of crying, and they said, it's a process of helping us process emotion. But it said also, it's also a visible sign to others that we need some extra care.
Support.
And it's true, isn't it? Because sometimes you look at somebody and you think they're absolutely fine, they're dealing with whatever they've had to deal with. And I was having a little cry in the kitchen the other day. I thought I was on my own.
Imagine you crying.
Well, I did. You said they were on the phone with me yesterday. I was a right big old cry. Yes, so that's the thing, because I'm a bit like, right, I've got to get on with it and get on with it. And Jack came, I was actually standing washing up and I didn't know he was there, and I was having a good old blub. And he called me, just went, "Hi, Ma," and I turned around because he could see I was crying, and he literally put his arms...
there's a great acronym to find. False information nicely expressed. And it's OK to express it, isn't it? It's important. It's so important. And I think sometimes we underestimate how strong our families are. And actually, my thinking about...
And for your kids, it's like, don't always try and hide it, because actually they can cope better
They
than we
know
think.
that they know that you're sad anyway. And I think it's OK for children to actually think, oh, I don't know what to do here, because we don't. We can't fix it usually when somebody's sad, but just to put your hand on another person's hand, or just to let them know that you're OK with them crying, and they only learn that by seeing somebody crying and the acceptance of the other person that they're not going to be able to sort it out.
Actually, Eamon, we were saying, big boys don't cry and men don't cry. Eamon cries very easily, and he cries with happiness, and he's a big huggy, hugs his children. So his children have always seen him. He'll cry at a sad film, he'll cry at a sad advert.
It's wonderful.
You tell him a sad story, he'll cry. Siren knows, I used to work with him quite a lot, and he's very...
They cried together at some point.
Yeah, he's an emotional man. So actually his children, and Joe's very open like that, isn't he? And very huggy.
Yeah.
And that's hard, I think, at times like this, isn't it? We know on this show, if I was crying, you'd have been giving me a hug.
All I want to do right now is pound.
I know you do.
It's so hard.
But we can't.
It's time now to welcome back a very special newswoman and a dear friend, joining us to talk about why she had to take some time out last year. Please welcome the one and only Linda Robson.
Don't start me off because I feel like I'm going to cry. I was having a meltdown.
What was happening?
What happened was I came off the wine, and I used to take a tablet to help me sleep every night. When I came off the wine, I upped the tablet, and then I got concerned about taking the tablet, so I went to see somebody about it, and they gave me a tablet. I won't mention the name, but I had a really, really bad reaction to it. I had a proper meltdown. I got really bad anxiety, really bad depression, and my OCD kicked into overdrive. I was like, everything needed to be spotless. And I've got 20/20 vision, so that don't help when you've got OCD, because you can see every dog's there, every bit of dust on the floor. So I'm like a mad woman cleaning every day. At one point, I was having 4 baths a day. I was washing my bedding every day. I mean, people joke when they hear someone saying about OCD, they think it's a bit of a joke or whatever, but it's not actually a joke. It sort of took over my life because I couldn't clean everything enough, like every cup had to be spotless, everything had to be in order. Recycling couldn't even be in the recycling bin, it had to go outside. The rubbish in the bin, there'd be like 2 tea bags in it, and I'd take it out and put it into the bin. It was like... It really, really was the hardest.
Try not to feel guilty about what's happened, because the reality is, Linda, if you had a physical illness, everybody would take a step back, everyone would step in to help, everyone would appreciate that you were ill, and you had a mental illness, which is just exactly the same. It's just as heartbreaking, it's just as difficult to deal with.
Well, I was very proud on Saturday to represent the Alzheimer's Society, because I did play your cards right. I made myself cry. £33,000. But it's such... Coleen texted me, she said, I'm crying, I'm sitting here crying. Because you'll know, when it's close to your heart and you're representing a charity, if that card had been the wrong term, we'd have lost that money. So you have this gamble, like, do we go for it? It's £30,000 would help so many people. So even though I knew we'd won and I knew exactly the outcome, I wept like a baby the second time.
How did that feel in that
Well, because I just thought of my dad,
I know.
Oh, it was fabulous. Can I just say, girls, you're all saying about how you're
all your husbands and that are so good with the memory of remembering number plates and birthdays from years ago and all that. Isn't it funny with men that they can do all those? They can do all those kind of things, but they can't remember to put the bins out.
So many people have been talking about, oh, I can't wait for life to get back to the new, to normal, whatever normal is. And I think I, like many people, did that and sat and thought, do I want my life to go back to the normal that it was before? And obviously, last year I had a nervous breakdown. And what I've felt is that this year, collectively, the world has had a breakdown. And the experience that I had has meant that this year I've actually been mentally really strong to deal with everything the pandemic sort of threw at all of us. But it made me stop and think, what do I actually want? You know, if there's anything that can show us that we only get one, you get one life. Are you living it the way that you want? And are you doing everything that you want to do? Are you being brave? Are you taking chances? And I realised, no. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, don't, Andrea. I know what you're going to say.
So I didn't think I was going to cry. I've told you, ladies, just before we came on air, I'm going to be leaving this swim. And, oh, my goodness.
No.
I didn't mean to cry. I'm so sorry. Because I want to be brave. I really want to... All the incredible feedback that I had from my book and the support I was able to give them, I want to bring it to life, and I want to... oh my goodness, so sorry.
I'm the wrong one for you to
I know.
say. Coming out.
It was a really, really big decision to jump and see if I fall or if I fly. And I just thought, I will never know unless I try. So I'm saying goodbye to Lucy.
We're going to miss you so much, Andrea, honestly. You've been amazing, honestly, and a real good friend to me. When I was going through my depression and everything, you were the one that was ringing all the time to see if I was OK. And I just know that we won't lose touch. We'll still be seeing each other.
No,
I know,
thank you.
I know, yeah.
And I'm not leaving today.
No.
This is just my day to tell you guys. And
it's your choice, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And ITV have been amazing. You know, I've been anchoring Loose Women for 13 years now. I've been part of ITV Daytime for 23 years.
Wow.
And actually, the team have been so wonderful. And can we help? Would you like less days so you can focus on your business? Because really, you know, I'm not saying goodbye to telly either. You know, all I'm doing is just... You just never know unless you try. So I just want to put myself out there, see what the universe has in store, help as many women as I possibly can, in whatever way that means. But for now, it means with my website and all the love and effort that I'm putting into that'll be my focus.
Andrea, I know whatever you do, you're going to make a success of it. But if you think you're going to leave this show without us getting your whole career and showing you what you've achieved, we are going to dig the archives. We are going to get your friends on. We are going to go to past colleagues. We are going to give you a massive send-off, so don't you worry.
Oh,
So formidable.
No! I'm back! You don't look very pleased to see me.
Carol, I just want to give you a hug.
Oh, my God!
I'm actually tearful. I'm actually tearful.
Oh, my God, we can't hug you, can we?
I know, I'm not allowed to come anywhere near you.
Oh, my God!
What is going on?
Kay, can you see?
I can see you.
So where were you doing that in part
I'll
one?
explain something right before anything else. I'm here completely legally.
All of you Nolan girls, I mean, I think all of us who saw your sisters' interviews that they did, you know, last week and how they're dealing with this mentally is just absolutely incredible and so inspirational. I mean, what do your kids think, Cole? I mean, are they thinking it's something that you know, mastectomy-wise, that you should have done, or do they just want you to do what you're saying, which is to find out all the pros and cons?
I thought my kids, when I first told them, would go, oh, no, absolutely not. You know, I mean, it's major surgery. And I thought they'd be very scared and not want me to do it. In actual fact, they were the opposite. And they were like, Mom, you know, you don't need them. Just get rid of them if it gives you, you know, a higher percentage of survival from this awful disease, then do it.
Because you haven't got the gene, have you, Col? You haven't got the... I remember when you went... When your sisters were tested for that, is it the BRCA gene?
Yeah, so my sisters were tested for that and they don't carry that gene. But the geneticist said it could be a rogue gene from my father's side, because he doesn't believe that it's just bad luck that, you know, 3 sisters out of 6 have caught it. He thinks there's a genetic link somewhere, maybe one that they haven't found yet. So, yeah, it's really hard. I'm kind of glad it's out, because obviously I've known really since like 2 weeks after we finished filming in March, about my sister's diagnosis, and they just wanted to keep it very private initially. I'm kind of glad it's out now, because, you know, people have been phoning me, or I've been on Loose Women, and it's like, oh yeah, hi, how are you? And inside I'm thinking, oh, I just want you to know that sometimes I'm just don't want to be funny anymore.
How are Linda and Anne?
Oh God, they're great. They're unbelievably great. But, you know, also very scared. Anne's scared, you know, Anne's suffering terribly now with anxiety, something that she's never, ever had in her life. And Linda is devastated, you know, about the hair loss, bless her, and she then feels guilty. You know, she thinks people think she's being vain, but it was devastating for Linda. So I can't believe I'm crying. I'm so sorry.
It's understandable.
Just over a week ago, we lost our little dog, Ernie. He was a French bulldog. And we'd had him 4 years. And not long after we got him, we found out he was deaf. And he was the loveliest little dog, honestly. My grandchildren are absolutely distraught, and so is my daughter Bobby, whose dog it was, really. He was part of the family. Even though he couldn't hear, when you came in the house, I don't know if it was the vibration or he could smell us or whatever, but he'd come running down the stairs to see us.
He was a little character.
He was a little character, I know. And everyone knew him because we've got a window in our lounge, and it's got a blind on it, and the blind was always up because he sits at the window when we're out and waits for us to come back. And now, since he passed away, we've got the blind closed and that. But we were with him when he passed away. He was in a vet over in Hendon, and we got there probably about 6 o'clock, and we stayed with him till 10 o'clock. He had a spinal injury, and we don't know how it happened, but apparently it's quite common in French bulldogs and sausage dogs, and he was just laying on the floor, and he had one of those, you know, the cones round his head, and he couldn't move. He was just like looking at us and licking our faces, and we were giving him a little syringe with water in and that. And then we had to make the decision when it was time to give him the injection. So it was like one of the hardest things that you have to do. And Bobby kept saying, should we do it now? Should we do it now? We knew we had to do it because there was no way he could come home. We would never be able to walk again and that. But it was one of the toughest decisions, saying, like, do it now. And we were all round him, and he could see all our faces and that, and he got really excited when he sees us. And we didn't go before that because we knew it had upset him if we went home and didn't bring him home. So we waited until we got the phone call saying, you better come now to see him. So we were all there, and he was just, like, licking our faces, and then they gave him the injection, and it's really quick. It took about 2 minutes for him to go. And we're just waiting for his ashes now to be brought home. And then we'll put them next to George's ashes, because we've got George's ashes there.
Our
house is completely different, honestly.
It does. The energy changes, and you just get... They're a part of your life, so I really feel for you.
Yeah. Well, there was one line that you use in the book is what makes your child's heart sing, which I absolutely loved. And in fact, let's hear from one of your children now.
I just wanted to do this voice message as a thank you to both of my parents for home educating me and for sacrificing so much by doing so, because it was such a scary thing to do, and it was a big risk, but it's made me a better person. It's helped me discover, you know, what I want to do with my life. I wanted to say thank you to both of them for doing it. It's one of the best things you've ever done for me. So thank you, love you.
And that was such a beautiful message from Maddie. And even I was welling up watching you, Nadia. But guys, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, you know, I obviously didn't live with my sister all the time, but it's sometimes I think it's trying to give the right support, and when you're not a professional, you don't know what that is. And I think I made mistakes by trying to chivvy her up sometimes, Denise. And I see you nodding there because I actually listened to something to Stephen Fry. So whenever she used to say, I'm feeling this or I'm feeling that, I'd go, oh, why don't you do this? Or why don't I come down and we'll go shopping? Why don't I do this or come over? And I remember listening to Stephen Fry talking about his depression, and he said, sometimes just listen. Sometimes they don't want you to tell them to fix it, because sometimes you can't fix it. So just listen.
That's why I say it's so isolating, because it's crippling and it's isolating, and it's also a potentially terminal illness, but that you have to prove that you have. And, you know, if you had a severe physical illness, nobody would, a very severe physical illness, nobody would say, well, you've had that a month now and you look fine.
No. Or pull yourself together.
Pull yourself together.
And Nadia, obviously, Mark's, you know, you've talked very openly about Mark with depression, and that you and the family deal with that. You're right. I know, it's so hard because people just want to give support and give love, really, and sometimes you can't help people. Denise, we haven't got long left, but it says here on the back of the book, I've suffered with depression for over 30 years, but I'm here to tell you that you can survive it. Just last words from you.
You can survive it, and you can make the most of your life in between the episodes. And I said, if I had the whole world's piles of troubles in my front room, I would still choose mine. And I want to say a thank you to Loose Women and to you girls for giving me a platform to talk about my own experiences, but for making this show about lightening the load as well. So I'm very proud to be a part of it and to be friends with all of you.
Well, listen, we think it's so important to talk about, and thank you for doing that. It's never enough time, and I hope that we get to talk about it again.
Congratulations, Denise. Amazing.
Yeah, it's
we're really proud of you. Thank you so much.
We're
I love
very
you,
proud
and
of
I'll see you next week.
All right, darling. Are you all right, Nadia?
Yeah, I am. I really, honestly.
Yes.
This COVID is really
very
ruining
emotional.
Cuddles. Thank you.
We can't even cuddle each other. Are you all right, Brenda?
I'm okay.
She's all right. Okay.
Well, 13 years and 1,409 episodes later, please welcome for the very last time the longest-serving loose woman in the show's history. It's Andrea McLean.
Oh, wow!
Buried. Oh, how amazing. Thank you so much. And do you know what? I have literally nicked a bauble off the Christmas tree, and this is coming home with me, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's still there.
How are you feeling?
Really weird. It's like coming to your own wedding and your own funeral at the same time, because you're excited, you're all dressed up, and I have no idea what's happening today.
Now, time for a special goodbye from the Loose Ladies that couldn't be here today.
We're going to really miss you, Andrea, but I know that you're going on to bigger and better things.
I was thinking about all the times that we've actually lost it, giggled on the show, like quietly, and nearly got told off.
You've always been incredibly honest and shared everything about your life, and that's why people love you so much, and that's why they'll miss you so much.
I'm going to miss that gorgeous face of yours, both in the studio and, of course, watching you on the telly. You, madam, are a class act.
You are an incredible woman. We absolutely adore you. You're going to be so missed on the show.
We never really got to work together because it was either you or me sitting in this very seat. So it will be nice that people now don't get us mixed up.
I can remember you from day one when I joined the gang, and you were so supportive and understanding and took me to a side if I needed extra help and advice.
I felt really sad, to be honest, because it really did feel like the end of an era. But then the words of my dad came into my head, which are, fortune favours the brave, and that's what I'm passing on to you.
Andrea, I never thought I'd see the day that you would leave, but good luck. And I'm really, really sorry. I owe you a massive apology because I ruined your reputation as Snow White, because as we all know, you're nothing of the sort.
I love sitting next to you behind that desk and talking about serious things, funny things.
You are transparent, you are strong, and you are so courageous and bold.
Own it and enjoy life after Loose.
Lots of love from the Williams family, all the way through the lens to you.
You deserve all the happiness in the world.
And best of luck with everything that lies ahead.
Lots of love from me.
Best of luck. See you soon.